Hi. What was that? Hi. I don't know, that just popped out. Yaloha. Okay, what am I talking about today? Seriously, I am very much on the nothing else matters but everyone. And I really feel, I'm really sorry to say, I feel like I have to cool out. I'm going to cool it out. We haven't been getting it right in the world. And at the risk of sounding completely Nazi bonkers again, more so, our world at some point was hijacked by a small group of us who decided they would like to be the ones in the power. I don't know if it started at the stage that it is now, does that make sense? But at some point the potency of the path of the dark side travel caused a number of people to become consumed by power, greed, control, and the people that we actually think are leaders. And if we remember, didn't we set up governments and the likes, put people in positions to actually work on our behalf as the mass populace to keep things rolling, to make sure we do have roads and schools, and I feel like we need to shift the schools up a bit, but to work on our behalf. And somewhere along the way it got skewed and it shifted to the term leaders. And I always go like this because I don't know if they're leading us to the right place, because this is a creator's world, and our understanding of who we are and our origins, which is known, people do know the fabric of reality and what it actually is. Many people know, more people are awakening to their true being as we speak right now, and over the last, especially over the last few decades, and our blinders are coming off. But we have been trapped in a trick trap here, okay, I've probably lost people now, that has kept us from ourselves. But the truth cannot be hidden forever, and the truth is coming up. And a lot of us are realizing, and have, I mean, I look back over my life and I can go, oh yeah, I kind of knew all along. But we kind of see stuff and then we get caught up in a trick trap society. It's like being on one of those, you know, in the old playgrounds where you'd have the big spinning wheel, like flat spinning wheel with a couple of things you could hold on to, and you run and push aside, or one of you would, and it would be going so fast, round and round and round and round, that it was really like you're going, can I jump off? I want to jump off, but I can't, because I can't really see where I'm jumping. I know I want to jump. And it's kind of like where we've been in this trick trap. That's my trick trap Groundhog Week control system that we've been stuck in, that has been keeping us from ourselves, because we are so tired and so distracted that we are afraid of jumping off because we don't know what's there. But what is there is us, our true, authentic, sovereign selves. We are there, our higher selves, waiting for us with open arms, and we're just saying, and you're probably hearing it now, and if you're actually here with me, you definitely are having that call for more, to the more that we are. And our higher selves and our guides and our ancestors and our angels, there's a whole swag of them just there with their arms out going, don't worry, I'll catch you, I'll catch you. So don't be afraid. That saying, the only thing to fear is fear itself, is so freaking true. There's so much realness to that. flippant saying that we might say to each other. And lots of other sayings too I've found. I feel like I should write a book just about the deeper meaning of the flippant sayings that have been passed down, but through the generations we've lost the real meaning. Maybe I will, or maybe someone else will, because we're all the one energy. So if you grasp an idea instead of me, I don't care, because as long as it's getting out to the people, to the mass of us, to our brothers and sisters who are us, you am I and I am you. The only thing different is I'm coming from this care perspective. For some reason I always do it like this, like an I. Because we are all an I. I'm going to do it again. I have done this before. Sometimes I've actually gone and looked at some of my videos just to kind of see, what are people seeing? And then I've seen them come up on the side of the preview bar, whatever it is, you know what I mean. And you know, if you hover over with your mouse arrow, they start moving for a little bit. And I had myself in stitches because suddenly, because as I was clicking on mine to have a look, more of them kept coming up in the preview, and I'm hovering over them and they were so animated. I've got this going on, this, there's something going on here. And I was just laughing my head off going, holy moly, Kat, you're very animated. Boy, can you talk. For someone who once upon a time was so shy, you could hardly get a peep out of me, to now. And that is the evolution. But back to the trick trap. So we have been stuck on this, here's another animation for your entertainment. We have been stuck in this Groundhog Week merry-go-round, living in a false reality matrix where a very small 1% who potentially are a mix of humans and extraterrestrials who have been living on the planet for a long time, and even in fact we're all not from here, and they have travelled so far to the dark side that they are doing quite abhorrent things. There are titles I could put on them. I think you know, like innately everyone knows, and innately and subconsciously and now seeping into the conscious, everybody knows what is going on in our world on that level, and all countries have been infiltrated via the control system. A lot of our systems set up for us are not actually for us, they are for the trick trap Groundhog Week system. But even though I don't think we were meant to necessarily go this far into control and greed and power, we have, or not the majority of people. The majority of people here are peace-loving, wonderful, beautiful, divine souls, and even the dark side it's just they are lost. And actually what we do want to do is, instead of looking, now this is really important, if we look at people who have done wrong on various levels, from the very worst to the very littlest thing, if we don't allow people the opportunity to change, they won't. If we keep looking at them like the villain, like the corrupt criminal, or whatever tags we want to put on them, we will be part of perpetuating that reality. So this is really important. Even though I've just said we've been in a trick trap, Groundhog Week, thousands of years, where a very small percentage of people have a stranglehold control system over the planet reality experience that we're living in. Now I'm going to shift from that, because that was what was, we are now actually on the tail end of that. You might not think it, because you might look at the world and go, oh, well, this is happening and that war and someone could push the button. Don't put your focus on that, because whatever you put your focus on is actually what you're part of creating and giving your energy to. So let's now shift that and also give the people who have gotten lost off track the opportunity to come back into balance. And it's also like, I had a thought about this, how if you have a cornered animal that you've got trapped now because they know they done bad, they're trapped. If you just corner them with no out to actually make a choice to go and do better, the only option they have is to attack and defend their place, because if they see no way out, that is probably the worst scenario. So I'm not saying people should get off scot-free at all for criminal acts or horrible things that they might do. What am I trying to say here, Kat? I'm trying to say that we may be part of trapping people in that energy of the character or the avatar that they have. I mean, it's all choice. Everything is choice. They have chosen. But there is a point of inertia where people can become lost. And I think there is a number of people in our family, because we're all the one energy, that have become lost. And if you know too that the more people try and control others, like going out in the world and saying you must do this way for me to feel safe, they are more in fear than we are. When people are acting out and they're fighting and flighting and coming from anger and hate, they are more in fear than others. And we need to allow the space without judgment and criticism to give them the opportunity to come back to center, to come back to the light. I'm not exactly sure how that's done, but I do know, for starters, that we need to stop painting a picture that we don't want. We need to stop looking at the world and saying it's this way, it's that way, unless, I think it's very important, I've talked about this before, that we need to acknowledge what has been, I'm going to say has been, not is, and then use that to pivot over here to what we want. Don't water. I've told you about the head tap. We all have a head tap. Wherever it's in line with our eyes, with our focus, whatever we are looking at, we are watering. And it is growing, because the real currency in our world is not money, it's focus, attention, energy. So as you look, if you're watching the news, please don't do that. Please don't watch the news. If you're watching the news and they're talking about crimes and wars and this going on, if you do watch it, you need to acknowledge it and then shift immediately to what would be the solution. Where would you like this vision to go? What would you like to see on the news? I'm pretty sure at some point in the future, if we still have news, it's going to be like a good news show with a lot of happiness, because I think we're all ready to choose it. So let's choose wisely and stop perpetuating the cycle. Are you ready to jump off the merry-go-round Groundhog Week thing? I did jump off. I jumped off and I was caught. very beautifully by the universe, by my higher self, by my angels and guides. And it's been a phenomenal experience, this journey of trust. And I'm still in the trust. This story ain't over yet. It's still evolving and growing and expanding. And it does blow my freaking little mind all the time, every day. And now, as I'm feeling the inertia growing, here's my animation, the inertia of the path that I'm choosing, and like I've said, it's always a choice. We always have the choice. That whole thing about free will is true. We have free will. We have the free will to do really good stuff, and we have the free will to do really bad stuff. But it affects us all. And in that groundhog karma week that goes round and round, as we do leave this section, you will come back in, and the thing is to balance out what you may have done, and this can happen in this lifetime or continue through other lifetimes. And this is why we also have like generational ancestral curses, traps, trick traps that can continue for a long time, is when you don't balance out your karma in this lifetime, it will probably come through, it will in another lifetime, or you could keep pushing it off and pushing it off. At some point is going to come in big time, and that is what's happening actually with this small percentage of the dark side choosers. And they're terribly afraid of that happening, henceforth why they're trying really hard to keep living in this lifetime, to stay alive, because eventually karma's going to come and kick them up the butt. But we're all, as we're all interjoined, we are still part of that. So we need to shift our energy en masse to give breathing space for those who have been stuck. And I know it's hard because it can be hard to give space and forgive those who have done very horrible things, because you might go, well, they had no space and no forgiveness for those they did harm to. But if we don't pause now and give that space, we are part of the perpetuation of the cycle that has been going on for eons. And it is done, and I've said this before, we are in new energy now, new influences, new evolution, but it's more so how quickly and how smoothly we allow that with ease and grace, two of my favorite words, with ease and grace. And it is time, and I know it's time, you know it's time, there so many people know it's time. And the thing is, we need to be real now with each other and stop the fakeness in our world, and stop the fighting, stop picking fights with each other over nothing. I even saw something on Facebook. I was so disappointed. Someone doing something lovely, and maybe they weren't very practiced at what they were doing. And then I saw in the comments people attacking them and ganging up. And I had an experience recently with that. And it boggles my mind that people can do that so easily. And every time you choose to pick a fight or to pull on a negative, you are perpetuating the dark side of our world in small and big ways. Stop doing that. All of us are responsible. None of us are out of the circle just going, oh, it's their fault. All of us have the responsibility in our choices in every moment, in every day, in every word, thought, action that we actually take. And I'm definitely not saying just you. I've consciously been choosing for a long time now, and I can see how it's changed my life And I can also see how from when we each do this, how it changes our world in pockets. But we don't want just pockets of paradise. We want a whole freaking paradise on earth. And that is where we are right now. So, I don't even know how to summarize this. I'll just summarize it by saying we are all responsible. And let's choose wisely for ourselves and others and actually get this world working for all of us, where we're all happy, where we're all in peace, we're all feeling loved, we're abundant, we have everything we could ever possibly want or need, and that is every single soul. And that is so doable. It's oh so doable. So we have to let go and take that leap of faith. I know you can do it, and if you've already done it, just help other people. Just be there for them and plant little seeds of potential. And I know so many people are doing it. It's so beautiful to see. And that's why I guess I feel the call now to do my little bit. We all have a part to play. We are all a part of this life experience together. So let's do it mindfully and do it consciously, and let's kick ass on it, like good ass, like let's kick goals without having to win or lose. And let's have a jolly good time as we're doing it. Let's have fun as we create together. Beautiful co-creation, a whole world. What a beautiful art piece that would be. Sorry, I'm an artist. I just saw that in another sort of perspective. Okay, I'm gonna vamoose, get out of here. Thanks for listening. If you're here, if you ever make it to the end, let me know. I don't even know how many people listen more than a couple of minutes. I know we're very short for time, but let's shift that because we can. Anyway, wherever you are around the world, I hope you're having a beautiful arvo, evening, morning, and I will pop back in another day. Much love.